Hello, my beautiful drone flying friends. So today we're going to talk about the drone that is the easiest to fly and the things that you should look for if you want a drone that is awesome and easy to pilot. If you're new to this channel, please remember to subscribe because I share everything with you about drones that I've learned and I want to share the value. Okay, let's look at the best drones for ease of flight. Okay, if you're in a hurry, here it is. I feel like the top of the range drones, such as the DJI Mavic Air and the DJI Mavic Air 2, those are by far the easiest drones to fly at the moment that do not cost a fortune. So we're not talking about kind of the prosumer range, because the more money you spend on a drone, the easier it's going to fly. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, look. Top of the range, DJI Mavic Air, its sort of younger sibling, the Mavic Air, is still a fantastic option. This is so easy to fly, and all of the DJI drones in that Mavic series, they want you to be able to fly within minutes of opening the box. Let's have a look at why buying cheaper drones don't make them easier to fly and why it's worth spending the little bit of extra money to buy a drone that's easy to fly. Okay, so the question is, what makes a drone easy to fly? Now, when you're a beginner and when you want something that's easy to fly, it can be easy to buy a cheaper drone because you're like, well, I don't know if I'm into this. But the problem is that you'll end up with a drone that isn't easy to fly, that hasn't got any advanced flying sensors and technology. And so you're like, oh, this is too hard, and you'll give up. So it is worth spending a little bit more money. And like I said, if you have the money, the DJI Mavic Air 2 is a fantastic new drone. It looks incredible, and I highly recommend it. And if you want its predecessor, the Mavic Air, once again, I bought it. I absolutely love it. There's no doubt. But here are the things that make it awesome to fly. First of all, you need to buy a drone that has a dedicated remote. Now, there are some sort of less expensive drones where you can fly using your smartphone or an app, but having a physical controller in your hand is so good. It has buttons for shortcuts. That's the panic button that just stops the drone midair. Here's the return to home button. And yeah, this makes it so easy to fly. And there's some programmable buttons. So yeah, if you're looking for a drone that's easy to fly, make sure it comes with a dedicated remote control because it has all of the important features right at your fingertips. So the second thing that I think you should look at are sensors. Now, when you're sort of new and learning to fly a drone, it can be really hard to kind of work out in space where you are at any given time. And my sensors on this drone have saved me countless times. They have forward-facing sensors, backward-facing sensors, and sensors underneath. And that means that when I get, I think it's about 5 meters to any obstacle that it detects with those sensors, then it just warns me. And that makes it so easy to fly. I feel so confident. And the great thing about these drones is that if you try to fly it at someone's face, I'm not sure why you would do that, but if you did, then it will stop. It will just stop away, like 3 meters away from them, which is bloody fantastic. So look for a drone with sensors. The DJI Mavic Mini doesn't have any sensors. Maybe it has forward-facing sensors, I just need to check. But it doesn't have as many sensors. So even though the DJI Mavic Mini is a beginner drone, it's not as easy to fly as drones with sensors because you just risk bashing into stuff which will hurt the thing you bump into and your drone. So look for sensors. The third thing that you should look for is auto hover. So I love it that if I do not touch the controls of my remote control, the drone will stay still. It's got a GPS location sensor in there, and also altitude hold as well. Those are the two things that make it so easy to fly, because if it's windy, the drone will autocorrect. If I need it to go to a certain area, or if I get distracted and need to look away, it's absolutely fine, because I know the drone will absolutely just hold still. And I've done it a couple of times where I've been flying and I've gone, oh, I need to, my attention needs to go somewhere else. Boom, no issue, hands off. It's got about 20 minutes of flight time. The DJI Mavic Air 2 has 30 minutes. So, you could just let it sit there. It's also got track modes. Oh, it's a dream to fly. So yes, look for auto hover and auto altitude hold in the drones that you're buying. It makes it so much easier to fly. Another thing that makes it really awesome and easy to fly are auto takeoff and landing. This drone will take off at a swipe of one swiper buttony thing. I just literally turn on the app, I connect up the drone, and then I click takeoff, swipe, and it automatically takes off and hovers at about 5 meters. It's also got precision takeoff, which means it takes photos underneath so that it can land in the exact same area. If you have got a landing pad, then it means that it will take a photo of the landing pad and hone in on where it took off from. So yeah, look, auto takeoff and auto landing, where you just hold down the sticks, or return to home is another fantastic one. At the push of this button, as long as I have set the drone to record its GPS, the drone to record its GPS location when it takes off, it will return to that distance. It will go up to 60 meters. It will go across and then land down exactly where it took off from. That makes it so easy to fly. Auto takeoff and landing is one of the best features that you could look for in a drone that is easy to fly. Buy one with it. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about is headless mode. Headless mode is a kind of interesting thing. Now, these DJI drones don't have headless mode, but if you're an absolute new beginner, it is something that will really make your flight easy. Now, headless mode means this. As my drone, here's the front of the drone, is flying away from me, the controls correspond with the direction that the drone travels. Whereas when it's facing me, it's completely different. The left and right and yaw and turn and all that are completely reversed. The only thing that remains the same is up and down, so throttle. Now, with headless mode, all that happens is the drone will always move in the direction of the joysticks, no matter what direction the drone faces. So I don't like headless mode in my drones, but it is an option for you if you just want to get out and you do get a little bit confused about which direction your drone is facing. It's a fantastic sort of innovation to make a drone easy to fly. So there are all of the things I think you should consider when buying a drone that's easy to fly. Now, I've made those sort of like distinctive things to look for because I want this video to be future proof. At the moment, I wouldn't hesitate to buy the DJI Mavic Air 2 or a DJI Mavic sort of drone. They are super easy to fly. The Mini hasn't got the sensors, but it's got pretty much everything else you would need from a drone to make it awesomely easy to fly. There's also the Mini 2 that has just come out in the last couple of weeks, which is a fantastic drone for beginners that don't want to spend a fortune. And also in the States, they're also really light, so they're under 250 grams, which means you don't have to register them, which is even better. And it makes it super easy to fly because there's no paperwork. Win-win. Look, those are all the things that I think you should look for in a drone that's easy to fly. At the moment, DJI Mavic Air 2, DJI Mavic series is fantastic. The Parrot Anafi is also something that I would highly recommend. And if you are budget conscious, look no further than the DJI Mavic Mini 2. And I'm in no doubt that if you purchase one of those drones, you'll be flying your drone out of the box within minutes. I know I was. Quick YouTube of how to fly it and a quick read of the instructions, and it was so user friendly, so nice. Bonus tip is make sure that whatever drone you get has a well-established community and application. So a good app for your phone, because really when you're up in the air, when the drone's many meters away, many hundreds of meters away, all you have to connect you to the drone is the app and the controller, and you need to put your utmost trust in those things. So there we are. Let me know what you would add to that in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and like this video if this video was useful for your decision making for purchasing a drone that is super easy to fly, and I shall see you in the next video.